we're about to wrap things up, but it is, of course, time for our weekly segment known as our Golden Leaf Fighter You Should Know. Tonight's Golden Leaf Fighter You Should Know, Hall of Famer Jackie Kid Berg. It was quite a fitting nickname when you consider that he turned professional just 3 weeks shy of his 15th birthday. Berg spent his early career fighting in London's East End and developed a non-stop attack that earned him another nickname, the Whitechapel Whirlwind. Berg moved to the United States in 1928 and battled contender Billy Patrol to a draw in their first fight and was stopped in their second encounter. But the following year, he scored a win over junior welterweight champion Mushy Callahan in a non-title bout. Then Berg opened the 1930 campaign with a decision over Tony Canzoneri, and promoters quickly matched him with Callahan again with the title on the line. Berg scored a 10th round knockout to win the title. He returned to the United States and made 6 successful title defenses. He also scored a 10-round decision over Kid Chocolate in a non-title fight. Chocolate, who later won the world featherweight and junior lightweight titles, was unbeaten in 160 amateur and pro fights before meeting Berg. By the year's end, Berg was considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Canzoneri, now the world lightweight champion, fought Berg in 1931 with the lightweight and junior welterweight crowns at stake. Berg was knocked out in the 4th round and lost on points in a rematch 5 months later. In 1934, Berg knocked out Harry Misler to win the British lightweight title, but failed in an attempt to capture the British Commonwealth crown 2 years later. He continued fighting until the year 1945. Born June 28, 1909, died April 22, 1991. He had 192 total fights. 157 of those were won. 26 losses, 9 draws. 57 of his 157 wins came by way of knockout. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame of Canastota, New York in the year 1994. Tonight's Golden Leaf Fighter You Should Know, International Boxing Hall of Famer Jackie Kid Berg. Speaking of Halls of Fame, we had a couple of weeks ago Mr. Scott Burt on talking about his Hall of Fame, the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame. And he, for those of you that don't know, I mean, it's pretty old news at this point, but he officially asked me on the air if I would be the official artist for their hall. I happily accepted. It's like the biggest art honor I think I've ever been able to share in any capacity. I'm doing the program and the official print for the Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame. That's going to be in Belfast, New York on October 16, 17, and 18 is the 3-day weekend. Timmy Producer Patterson, myself, Jimmy Holmes, and my wife Angie Guzman are definitely going to be making the trip. Wish some more of our friends could make it, but I mean, we all have lives, and it's not always convenient to just pack up and head on out. So just very, very excited about that. They're inducting 10 guys. If you feel like Googling it, just go ahead. Bare Knuckle Boxing Hall of Fame, Mr. Scott Burt. He has got such a gift for this kind of entrepreneurship.
I'm very excited about the basically the barn that they're putting in, the gym.
Well, they've got
it's basically a gym, actually.
It's the barn that John O'Sullivan trained in for his 1889 heavyweight championship fight, the last bare knuckle fight in 1889, July the 10th, against Jake Kilrain. Went 75 rounds, well over 2 hours in the July heat. Pretty damn ridiculous, if you ask me. So that they've reconstructed that barn, and they're giving tours of it. It's just an insane thing that they've got. And for me to be even the tiniest bit of a part of that is an honor that is right up there with getting married for me. It was great to be asked. It's going to be even better to be able to follow through with it. So that painting is in the works. It's near completion. It's not done yet. But then again, if you know me, you know, I like putting things off anyway. So that's when I get most inspired, when it's due in 10 minutes. So let's go ahead and say goodnight. Special thanks to former WBC lightweight champion David Diaz of Chicago. Excellent interview. He always is, though. We've had him on 4 or 5 times in the past. Nestor Garza Romero, Emil Sarapabinski Hegabine, Timmy the Producer Patterson. I am your host, Chris Guzman, wishing you peace and punches. This has been your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. www.bolopunchboxinghour.com, streaming to you live, as always, on Ustream.tv. Thanks again to our other sponsor, You're in Luck Lemonade, made by Marquez and Company. Save us a ringside seat.